Walsh is an enormously smart and amusing person, one of our favorite guests. He's host of the Matt Walsh Show. Honestly, you think of him as a political guy, and yet Matt Walsh is out with a new children's book. The book is called Johnny the Walrus. What is this about? A shameless money-making scheme? Or maybe there's more to it? Matt Walsh joins us tonight to explain. Matt, congrats on branching out. What is this book?
Well, this is Johnny the Walrus. I have embraced my true calling as a children's author, hence the cardigan. And this is a very real book. It's on sale at johnnythewalrus.com right now. It's all about a child who's very imaginative. He likes to pretend to be different things. And one day he pretends to be a walrus. And he's got spoons in his mouth like tusks and socks on his hands like fins. And unfortunately, his mother is very progressive and thus confused. And so she's convinced by the internet and by society that if your child is identifying as something, then he really is that thing. And so she tries to raise her child as a walrus, as a sort of trans walrus, respecting his self-identity. At one point, I don't want to give away the ending, it gets a little dark. At one point, she brings him to a doctor, and they talk about transitioning, a medical transition into a walrus, a gruesome procedure. But throughout the story, she does eventually start to learn that just because your child is pretending to be something doesn't mean that he actually is that thing.
Okay, so if you believe you're a walrus, that doesn't mean you actually are a walrus. That's kind of the point?
Yeah, if you believe you're a walrus, doesn't mean you're actually a walrus. And, you might also draw other comparisons. Maybe like if a young boy says that he's a girl, doesn't mean that he actually is a girl. See, the point here is that biology is not malleable. It's not relative. It's an objective reality. And so that's what we have to understand. And the children, when they make many claims about themselves, they're imaginative people. But when we take that seriously, we end up foisting an identity crisis on them, like Johnny's mother does to him, unfortunately. And it can lead to terrible things.
Amazing. I've actually read the book. I'm going to be honest with our audience, and it's hilarious. Not only is it true, it is really, really funny, not surprisingly, since you wrote it. Matt Walsh, I hope that is a runaway bestseller this Christmas, because it definitely deserves to be. Great to see you tonight. Congrats.
Thank you. Appreciate it.